Hey, what's going on? It's me. Uh, this may turn out to be a blog. Hopefully it doesn't. Okay, I was gonna actually make this video or a video based on like my experience after Hurricane Sandy and during Hurricane Sandy and before. But I guess it's not good to make a video on a bad note or a bad mood. But I don't think it's gonna be that bad, so I'm gonna keep going with it. My experience with the hurricane, I pretty much realized how important prepping is. To be honest, never like I like shunned the prepping, like, oh fuck preppers. But it was just like my first generalization of preppers, or just main, what I thought of preppers were a year ago, was that they were going to prep in terms of if the grid gets shut down and they were going to take the government back. I'm just being honest. Like, I really thought that was one of the purposes of being a prepper, is to battle the government in times of need. But that could be the reason. That could be the purpose. It could be not. I don't know. But it's in terms of like power goes out, or that's why I didn't like prepping in the first place, because it sounded so pussy to me. Just to be honest, I don't want to. I mean, I may sound ignorant and niggerish, but hey, and that's why I didn't like prepping at first, because I was like, wait a second, you're gonna prep and you're gonna just wait for the lights to come back on? I mean, if it's in terms of protecting your family, you got nothing else to do, I know, but what kind of, I don't know. But moving on, racked up on some canned food, some like waters, Gatorade. I was really trying to find some inshore, like, those nutrition shakes. I was trying to just rack up on those, because those are real. I think it's 52 or 54 grams of protein a day is like the amount a human being should get. Average adult human being should get is 54 grams of protein. So I've been trying to rack up on those. I've been trying to find a poncho. Don't ask why. And volunteering when I can, just doing things I can. But I'll definitely get back into what my experience is, but just get off my chest, because you were probably wondering, if you're not wondering, whatever, why I said I'm in a bad mood. See, where I live, it got hit, but we didn't, like, where I live, we didn't get hit hard, like, because we live near a bay and the beach, so people near the bay definitely got some type of flooding, right? People by the beach definitely got some type of wind and flooding, damage. But towards, because I live downtown, uptown of where I live, they got hit, like, stores were burnt down, businesses were burnt down, houses were, there's sand on the streets, and I'm like, wow, these guys really got hit hard. And I'm like, man, this is just the dry. I think the dryer is broken, and there's dryer smoke or washing machine smoke in the air. So I shouldn't really be down here doing this video, but I said, what the heck, fuck it. Don't get privacy that much, man. That is very essential to a human being. But going on, I'm like, man, they got hit. They really need some type of, help, right? And like, I went outside today, and I'm not so far from a shopping center, and I go out there, and I recognize this guy I used to work with canvassing. He's a older gentleman, but and well, he's not old, like gray hair, but he's over 30, over 30, and I shook his hand, and like, hey, what's going on? And then another guy who works with me again, but he doesn't work with me, but he works with the guy I canvass for, the person I canvass for. He works with him personally, and he asked me if I wanted to, he told me, it wasn't an ask me, he told me pretty much. He told me, hey, do you want to take a pic, not not he said Amari Stoudemire from the Knicks, the New York Knicks, is coming as a car real soon. You know, take a picture with him and blah blah blah. And since there was a lot of people around him, the guy I was talking to, I could have weeded away, because in my head I'm like, wait a second, I just woke up, no heat, you know, but I'm not worried about that. The way I got up, I kind of felt warm and energized already. So I'm like, okay, let's tackle the day. Had some tea. I was like, this is a nice cup of tea. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. This is fucking. And I walk outside, and that's the first thing that's thrown at me. Do I want to take a picture with Amari Stoudemire? like the top of my day pretty much was kind of like, because I already know for a fact that we create our own stress and create our own problems. But with me, like, I won't be stressed for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. And it would be then one day I'll wake up, and then it would be some simple stupid shit, and that would just fuck my whole day up. It would just fuck my whole day up. And I'm like, not like I can't believe he told me to take a picture with Amari Stoudemire. But the whole thing about it was that, okay, what's he gonna do? What's Amari Stoudemire gonna do to get my lights back on, or to lower gas prices, or give more gas? Like, I know it's probably like a comfort thing to comfort people down, but it got me steamed, because I'm like, this is the shit I'm talking about. The first week when the power went out, or the hurricane hit, people were kind of human for a bit. You know, they weren't dead anymore. They were like, hey, you need anything? Thank you, I appreciate it. Blah 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 blah. And then week two, you got assholes coming outside. You got assholes filling up their shopping carts with so much shit and bringing it back home. It was so many things that just got me steamed, and I was like, man. But it's nighttime now, so I'm just reflecting on it, keeping a cool head, learning from it, not letting it really bother me that much, because I know this life is temporary. But still, man, just you can't imagine just being in an area of a disaster zone, and day 10, day 11, do you want to take a picture with Amari? And not even that, John Legend was out here too. I missed that, but I don't give a fuck. John Legend was not out. John Legend was out here. But I'm like, oh my god, like, some people I know for a fact that some people where I live, or just anywhere in New York or New Jersey in the tri-state, learn something from the hurricane, and learn something for not having power for up to 2 weeks and counting. It made me learn how vulnerable we are firsthand, you know? Firsthand made me realize how vulnerable we are if the power grid went down. Like, preppers are no joke, man. It's not like I don't like preppers, or I'm making fun of them. But that's my opinion, what I said earlier. But, you know, now I see the real importance of it, you know, because having a lot of Jordans, I don't have a lot of Jordans, I'm just saying a lot of stuff right now. Having Jordans, and having, you know, the freshest kicks, and having your iPhone, and those things, man, they can't do shit for you, man. TV 37, they can't do shit for you, man. Can't do shit for you, man. I'm telling you, I've had a week and a half of nobody in the house yelling, "Go Giants!" Oh my God! I took that time to read books. I took that time to draw anything that came to my mind. Think of funny things that I think is funny. I had a blast, so to say, with the lights out and the heat off, because I had to think now, like, not like I don't think, you know, off the bat, but people as a whole had to now think, okay, should I do this or should I do that? And not having 16 options, and, you know, all of them are the same thing, but they all look different. Now it comes down to the point, it boils down to the point where you gotta appreciate, you gotta be humble, you gotta conserve, you gotta watch your step, you gotta do so many other things that people are just not used to doing on a daily routine. You gotta use a flashlight to go to work in the morning. I love it. I don't care if people want to call me an asshole or thumbs this video down. I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. Just it's like I want to see what people do. I want to see what people do, like how they react and what they think. People just, oh my gosh, $5 for gas. Is this much dollars for gas? I need my gas. I need my gas. It was just like it felt like people were just craving for like a big brother, craving for people to. I just think about my hunch about what was happening during the hurricane is that the areas that got hit are so vulnerable that right now they're so vulnerable at the moment that they will take anything. And I didn't think about RFID chips, but I just thought about like, man, if you wanted to just roll out some new, if the government wanted to roll out some new type of plan or card or pill for people who got, in the hurricane zones and stuff, they would go with it. They go, oh my God, I lost my house, but this new government card can get me. I just had that hunch. That was just one of my hunches during the hurricane. That we're so vulnerable that if a government came out with some new plan to because that's how they do it. They try it out first. Whatever they want to do, they try it out on a small populace, usually the elderly and minorities. They try it out on them, and they say, "Oh, look, they like it. They all love it. 60% said they want to do it again." And next thing you know, 2 years, 3 years later, they rename it, repackage it, put a new color on it, and next thing you know, everybody's having these special cards to go buy shit. I don't know. I mean, that's what I was just thinking during the hurricane, and after the hurricane. Oh man, I know I control my day and what happens and who says what, but man, how do you start off my day with telling me about Amari fucking Stoudemire? Not like I hate the guy. I have anything personal against him. It's just that I know he's thinking in his head too. Like, damn, what the fuck am I gonna do? So what? And I never even heard of this place. What's this place? It's man, like shit. Two guys tried to sell me cigarettes today. I was like, damn, fuck. I'm not that depressed. Shit. It was just during the hurricane and like mid hurricane, like without the lights and stuff, like people had to change, and that's what I said I liked about it. People had to be different. You couldn't be the same old, all right, fuck you, I'm gonna go home and watch TV, or fuck you, I'm gonna text you on Facebook. It was like, nope, nope, you can't charge your phone, can't charge your iPod, can't charge your TV, can't do nothing. You gotta go outside and confront that person. Not like I wanted some people to fight, but just like people couldn't run anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. People couldn't run anymore. I'm not going to explain that. It should just click in your head. People couldn't run anywhere anymore. It was like bang right there in front of you. Can't run, can't hide. Or probably just living in the ghetto. I don't know. What else can I say about the hurricane? No flooding at my place because I live on a high. I'm away from this. I'm above sea level pretty much, but not like 100 feet. But I'm pretty much I'm above sea level, so I didn't get touched really. I just feel like where I live, up the beach, up down there, they need volunteers. I woke up this morning. I just went up one block and looked down the strip in the central area, and I see busloads of volunteers. Like I see little Spanish grandmas and aunties and mothers and shopping carts, and it's just like, how much do we need where I live? I do appreciate the free shit. Not saying stop, but when people But when people want to OD and take mad shit and clothes. I'm like, I took a few pieces of clothes. I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't take. What I did was I went to, like, not certain, but whichever ones I could just kind of go on the line. It's a short line and see what they got, and see if they got a bottle of Ensure. Take the bottle of Ensure, 2 bottles of water, and probably like a can of soup, and that's it. And I just left. And I went to another one. Probably did the same thing. I seen protein bars. I took some protein bars. That's it. I didn't take any diaper. I didn't OD and take things I didn't need. I took things I needed, and some of I wanted. Being honest, but it's. I didn't have a shopping cart. I never went to any of these places where I live and had a shopping cart. Never, never, never. I look at it like probably they really, really need it. But then again, not. No, you don't make one trip with 2 people with shopping carts to one place, go back to your home, come back and make another trip, and then probably go back again for a 3rd time, or go to another one. You know, you don't do that. If you need stuff and you live where you were not flooded out, fuck out of here. It's just that was just making just my day stank. Not a whole lot of stink, but stank to the point where I just had to take a break and had to sit down and just like breathe. Just had to breathe. I mean, the lights are back on right now on Saturday, November fuck, I don't know, 9th, 10th, 11th, I don't know, don't care. I like using candles to read, candlelight to read, and taking the time and daylight, and man, like, I appreciated life more. I mean, I appreciate life with the way I'm living right now, but I appreciated it like 10%, 20% more with without the lights on, without the heat on. I had to really use layers. I had to, it wasn't just, oh, let's just turn the heat up. Nah, man, nah. I don't want to turn the heat up. I want to bundle up. I want to be human. And I feel like just by not interpreting, but in indulging in the time of not having any lights and heat and gas and whatnot, it made me feel a little bit more human. That's what I'm trying to say in this video, if you can understand me. That made me feel more human. But it's kind of like people had to play along until the lights came back on. That's what it feels like when I think about it. Or that could be one viewpoint, was that people tried to play along until the lights came back on. Now the lights back on, and let's see if anybody learned anything. I want to close the video out, but you know me, probably got something else to say. What else? I made a video before this. It was like 27 minutes long, but I deleted that. So, what else? I drew some pictures and... Hold up. I drew some pictures of stuff, some drawings, so I'll probably show them off, when I get the computer up and running. Even though the lights are back on, I just don't feel like plugging the computer back in because I know myself, so I'm trying to really test myself and challenge myself to see how long I can go without going back to the regular routine when the lights were on. So, keep a cool head, don't give in to the bad stuff like I did today. But to be honest, I'm not swearing to God, but I'm honestly saying I don't have days like this. The only time I have days like this is when I wake up and I'll probably be happy, or I'll probably be in a sucky mood, and then something will happen, then I'll give in to that sucky, and then I'll give in to that thing that happened to me, then I'll keep doing it again to the point where I'm so far down this negative sand pit, this negative quicksand, that I can't get back up. So only once in a while I have days like this. So, but just to see people juicing the shit out of what's going on, just to see this Manhattan college girl or this Manhattan college guy or whatever the fuck come to where I live and act like we've got hit with a tornado. Like, just our store, there's no stores left. There's nothing left besides J.C. Penney. There's no J.C. Penney where I live, but it's that's the aura, and that's the funk where I live. It's we've got hit so hard. We need everything. We oh my god, we need everything. We need everything. And what I talked about with someone, my friend and his cousin at a corner store like 2 hours ago, was that I was like, if they didn't feed us for like 3 days, because what's been happening since the hurricane and the nor'easter, every single day back to back, you've been having food trucks and water trucks and all this shit and donations and all this stuff, and I'm like, you didn't even give us a break yet. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, give us 2 or 3 days of not feeding us and not clothing us and not giving us water, and see if we change. Even though that's kind of like, that's a personal thing, that's not really what they should do, but I say that because it's like, give us a chance to be neighbors. You know, give us a chance to be neighbors instead of just saying, I have 3 cases of water, so I don't need to ask my neighbor for anything because he probably has 4 cases of water. I'm not asking him for shit. And I know that's not the general mentality of people, but when it probably comes down to it, that probably will be the general mindset of people when it comes to giving food and water out to their neighbors. I'm not saying everyone's grimy, but you're telling me as a community or so-called community of human beings, we don't know that, you know what? I have water, so my neighbor doesn't need to get water because I have water. So what's mine is theirs, and what's theirs is mine. We don't live like that. And I was hoping probably for this a brief period of time during the hurricane and no lights being on that people would do that, but I haven't seen people do that. So probably they did and I didn't witness it, or they haven't. So, but so many things about what I don't like about the hurricane, things I do like about the hurricane. So it's a fairly balanced viewpoint I have about it. I think it's not too left sided, it's not too right sided. It's pretty much in the middle. Just to speak about it would be lengthy, like I did again, 22 minutes and counting. But let's see how it goes. Let's see how it plays out, man. Because I feel like there's a price attached to what happened. It's not just people of the disaster zones getting free food and walking away. Nah, there's something else behind this hurricane, or hurricane and nor'easter, or superstorm and nor'easter. So I'll leave it with that. You know me, I gotta have my glass of water. So I'll leave it at that. To make another video, I don't know. Right now my brain's kind of not scrambled. Probably scrambled is the best word for it. Scrambled right now. I want to do this. I want to go here. I want to volunteer. I want to make some money. I want to chill out. I want to think about life. I want to talk to that person. That person ignores me. You know, just life itself. But I'm not, like I said, I shouldn't stress it. Shouldn't give in. I should just keep a cool and calm head, and that's what I'm gonna try to do. Even with the lights coming back on, which means fucking Super Bowl, not Super Bowl, fucking Monday Night Football, dickhead in the house, go Giants, man, shut the fuck up.